infrastructure and the ability Are you angry yet? Yes! It is our responsibility to raise our voices against this aggression. We call upon our leaders, especially those who were gifted a peace participation trophy by FIFA for claiming that he stopped 8 wars, never happened, to reconsider their actions, to prioritize peace over violence, and to seek resolutions through diplomatic means. We demand an end to the bombing and a commitment to a peaceful solution that respects the sovereignty of Venezuela and the will of its people. Say it with me. No war in Venezuela! 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 Thank you. We're going to call up a few speakers now, and if you'd like to join the speakers, it's right up over here by me. There's a pen, there's a pad. Please sign your names, and if you have something to say, say it. Thank you.
I'm so sorry. As usual, there's always like 45 minutes to put out.
No, absolutely, absolutely. I feel like I interviewed you before.
You have?
Yes, give me your name one more time.
Sean Maddox.
Miss Lauren's here.
And I've got some notes just because this is like a...
So we are.
Oh, I think you were on the bridge.
Yes, I was. Right. Yes. So we are. So you know that we are streaming live right now on Facebook. No, you're good. Making sure. Okay.
Please, thank you.
Okay.
We're good on lighting and sound.
It's good in lighting and sound. All right, perfect. Just look at me. The camera's not there. All righty. If you can start with your first, last name, spell it for me, please, and the title that you want for TV.
Okay. Sean Maddox, SHAWN MADDOX. I am an organizer with 5051.
Perfect. And so, why are you here today?
We are here to express our concern and our issues regarding the current military operation in Venezuela. I do want to qualify it by saying that, like, Maduro was a disastrous leader. His government inflicted immense suffering on the Venezuelan people. It is entirely legitimate that the Venezuelan people are feeling relief and joy at his departure. Their pain, their voices, and their hopes for a better future deserves to be heard and respected. So at this time, a U.S. operation to forcibly remove or kidnap a foreign leader is a deeply dangerous precedent. If so let's say Canada came and we're like, okay, we're coming down, we're taking over, let's go. That would be very upsetting. And the precedent it sets for countries like Ukraine with Russia invasion and Taiwan with China is really dangerous. When powerful nations act with impunity, they fuel instability, incentivize arms races, and they add to an already volatile global landscape. And then ultimately, at the end of the day, Venezuelans' future needs to be decided by the Venezuelan people. Solidarity means supporting democratic self-determination.
Yes. And so, what message do you think this sends about U.S. intervention abroad? Like, many opponents tie this past intervention to Panama or Iraq.
Yes, it is. In a lot of those same times, it's a lot of the same things happening over and over. We know that this doesn't always end well. Trump said that we're not going to be having new wars or never-ending wars, that we would focus on America first. And right now we are doing the exact same thing that has been done before that led to those unending wars and things like that.
And so, what would you like to see happen next in Venezuela, like give them a chance to share an alternative vision?
I think that the Venezuelan people should decide their leaders. I think the Venezuelan people should be in charge of their own oil. I think that American companies coming in and taking over, the oil and everything with it is not good for the Venezuelan people. This is not in the best, favor of the Venezuelan community.
And I know there's been some videos circulating on social media about the people of Venezuela. They're celebrating. How do you feel about that?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, they are going to be celebrating. I mean, again, Maduro was a horrific totalitarian dictator and yes, but this was not the way to do this. This was not the path that should have been taken. This was, and especially now going in and saying that we're going to run Venezuela with no true exit plan, with no true of how that's really going to work. How is it going to work for the U.S. to run Venezuela?
And so, how do you personally feel? I know we talked about leadership. I know you just said that, U.S. really can't run Venezuela, but how do you feel about Venezuela's future leadership after Maduro?
I feel that's up to the Venezuelan people. I'm not expecting any other nation to tell us who we think, who they think our leader should be. That is up to the people of Venezuela.
And one more question: do you think that this violation of international law, do you see this as a violation of international law, U.S. law?
With the War Powers Act and different things regarding that, it's kind of back and forth on whether or not this is truly a part of, U.S. law. But I do think it's also important to understand that we have three branches of government. Those three branches of government should be involved, or at least the two branches of government, which would be, the executive branch and the, Congress and the House of Representatives. They should have been involved more in this issue. This seemed like it was a unilateral decision by just this, core group of current administration. Even Republican lawmakers have expressed their concern. And for international law, we will see how that goes through the courts and how that will eventually happen. But, there are so many countries right now that are suffering under the same leadership. But this is the country that we choose to go into at this point in time. Is definitely concerning when you look at the fact that it's a country that we've been sending people to be imprisoned, and also that we have been having people, have a large oil reserve.
And is there anything else you'd like to say?
No, it's just great as usual to have our community out here. We've got people in the community doing things consistently and constantly, helping people just do so many different things, and it's always really inspiring to see.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Is this for Colorado Springs?
Hi, have you interviewed any, non-LGBT, non-white people? Yeah. No. Oh, I'd love to. Yeah, that'd be great. So, and full disclosure.
Oh no, you're good. I'm getting the sign behind you. You're good. You're fine. You're fine. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, and that's all my information there. Yeah.
But today, we are taking some extreme measures and making sure.
Alrighty, if you look at me and look at the camera, if you can start with your first last name spell for me, please, and the
Sure.
title that you want for TV.
Sure. It's Jacqueline. That's JACQUELINE. Armendariz. ARMENDARIZ. And Unsueta. That's UNZUETA. And I'm a Democratic Party candidate for El Paso County Commissioner, District 5.
And just letting you know, Jacqueline, that this is live right now on Facebook. Is that
Oh,
okay?
yeah,
All right,
absolutely.
so we are streaming it. So the first question is the simplest question, but it's a
Yeah.
big question. Why are you
Absolutely.
here today?
I'm here today because I am deeply concerned as an under 40 person about the legacy of my country. Imperialism is wrong. The people of Venezuela deserve their sovereignty, and the war machine has to stop.
And so, do you see this as a violation of international law or U.S. law?
I do. Let me point to my poster here that says this war is illegal and this is totally inappropriate for the Trump administration. And as it continues, we see nothing but lies from this administration. That's why all these people are out here, because we can't tolerate the lack of honesty and integrity in our government right now, in our country right now. And that's why I'm running for local office, because it takes all levels of responsibility to make true progress for everyone, not just a certain class, not people looking for oil riches.
And so, what message do you think this sends about U.S. intervention abroad? Because many people tie this past interventions as in Panama or Iraq and etc.
There is historical precedent for these kinds of actions from the U.S. Government, unfortunately. Imperialism in all its forms has always been wrong, and I count on my peers, younger people, who are strongly recognizing that, and unfortunately this moment continues to show us why imperialism is wrong.
So I asked the last person, because I've been seeing on social media circulations that people of Venezuela are celebrating. How do you feel about that?
I think that unfortunately this issue is much more complicated than the snippets that people see on social media. As you can tell from leaders across the world, there's plenty of leaders in different countries that do not support America violating Venezuela's sovereignty. And there are plenty of Venezuelans talking about the violation of their sovereignty, because it's not okay for Trump to say, oh, we're just going to take over, we're just in power now. That is wrong and illegal and unconstitutional.
And another thing, how do you feel about Venezuela's future leader after Maduro?
Yeah, the vice president that they're talking about right now. I think that unfortunately it's very complicated, because the American administration is saying they're in conversations with leadership in Venezuela, and that's not even verified. So I'm thinking about the Venezuelan people more than the leaders, frankly, because that's who leaders should be serving, the people.
Perfect. And so today's protest, do you think that you're making a change being here?
Absolutely, yes. I'm here to pass out flyers and make connections with my community, and anywhere where we show up as a collective and stand up for integrity, honesty, decency, anti-imperialist, anti-fascism, we're doing a good thing, especially here in Colorado Springs and El Paso County.
And moving forward, is there anything else you'd like to say?
I would like to thank everyone who's here today, and I just want to remind people that democracy is an everyday activity. It doesn't come every 4 years with a general election. It comes every day when you build your community. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
State with exponentially smaller weapons capabilities and to prevent the spread of democratically accepted organizing principles. We take this opportunity while everyone is gathered here, while everyone is thinking about this to have this pressure on mind, put back some of the narratives that are going to be put out, and not give any credence to people who are not our friends, not our allies, do not serve us, do not have our interests at heart. When we look at headlines and they say that Maduro was captured, so says Trump, we got to look at that and push back entirely. This was not a capture, this was a kidnapping. What is the purpose of new media if you're just going to repeat the talking points of the guy who's doing the war crime? Can it get any more dystopian than for the dictator in charge to go on Truth Media or Truth Social and tell us what he did? We have to take this opportunity to push back from all of these narratives. We stand in unwavering support, solidarity with the working class people of Venezuela impacted by imperialist war crimes in and around Caracas. We call for an immediate end to U.S. violence in Venezuela and a complete withdrawal from the military installations around the globe. We call for demilitarization and humanitarian aid to the 7 regions bombed by the Trump administration in 2025. Syria, Iraq, Iran, Nigeria, Yemen, Somalia, and Venezuela. We have to keep in mind that when the narrative going forward is that we are going to run this country, we're going to run its oil, we're going to take control of all of this. They have a government. They have a vice president that's assuming the powers of the president who has said, I'm not going to play ball. You will not intimidate us. There is only one president and you kidnap him. They aren't going to stop here. They're going to continue to push a narrative that more and more violence is going to be needed. The reason that we don't have most people who support what's happening. We have to look to our own workplaces, to the way that we consume, to the way that we organize, to the way that we
KKTV.
speak to each other. And we have to stand against this in solidarity with the people of Venezuela. We have to support them because they're going to be the ones that determine what the next course of action is going to look like. Military members have a right to refuse unlawful orders. Matt can talk a little bit more about this.
That's not gonna do it. Where did Kayla go?
They really are.
Have a right to refuse unlawful orders. Moral and orders that again go against our rules. We feel that as military members, as Tyus had mentioned, that we're being used as pawns and we're being used by the elite and the political apparatus to do their bidding. We're put in danger when they sit back in their offices and they don't take the brunt of the pain that service members take,
It's real, right?
families, military families take, or the individuals in these different nations and lands that are exposed to military operations that are imposed upon by the U.S. military and allies. We say we need more people to speak out to the right to refuse illegal orders in court. This can't stand no longer. We have to stand up. We have to find different ways beyond just meeting up. This is great, but we have to stand on principle and push back in more ways than we are right now. This current administration is going unchecked, and we have to check this administration in order to fulfill the future that's available, that could be available to the future generations coming up behind us. If we fail now, we fail those future generations. And I can't stand for that. I didn't join the military to be a person that's going to stand back and accept that political leaders are going to make decisions that control this nation. It's supposed to be we the people. So we the people must stand up in solidarity and push back even harder than we are now and fight this current administration and fight any further escalation to war. Free Palestine, free the Sudan, free the Congo, liberation for all French people, and no war in Venezuela. Thank you. All right. I'm going to say it a few more 100 times. Release the Epstein files! Release the Epstein files! Release the Epstein files! Release the Epstein files! Your distraction is not working! I'd like to introduce another member of 5051. Please put your hands together for Sean. Hey, y'all.
All right, thank you so much for coming out today. This is incredible for less than 24 hours. Pretty great. So, we are glad that everybody came out for this protest, coming together in community, expressing our righteous anger, and using our First Amendment rights to protest are all incredibly powerful tools in this fight against the current fascist regime. Protest is amazing, but it alone is not going to defeat this administration and work towards building a better future. We know ultimately the thing that is going to get us through this and see us through this to rebuild a better future is community. Community is vital and essential.
can to say no to this illegal war. Thanks. Yeah. No, that's okay.
Oop, yeah, there you go. Ooh, I was actually looking for you earlier. Sorry, I think I should have brought my tripod. Sorry,
Good
no.
to have.
Which one? There's a lot going on. Yep. Yeah. Oh no, that was me. Yeah. No, yeah, I got it.
Read the room, buddy.
Hey, it's always.
They want to commemorate.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Let me double check.
Everybody remember what happened in the 70s in Iran? Remember how we intervened and replaced it with our own figurehead? How did that work out? They still hate us. They're still trying to recover. And it's not going to work in Venezuela. Do you know what I'm about to say? Release the empty files!
Release that smile!
Release the empty files! All right. I'm going to introduce the next speaker. Please, put your hands together for Landon Rincon. No boots on the ground, no bombs in the air. U.S. out of everywhere. No boots on the ground, no bombs in the air. All right, hey, let's try this. I'm going to say no boots on the ground, no bombs in the air. Y'all are going to say U.S. out of everywhere. No boots on the ground, no bombs.
Could you do me a favor? Grab my tripod.
No boots on the ground, no bombs in the air. U.S. out of everywhere. No boots on the ground, no bombs in the air. U.S. out of everywhere. No boots on the ground, no bombs in the air.
U.S. out of everywhere.
Trump wants war. Trump wants oil. We're changing it. Just repeat after me. Trump wants war. Trump wants oil.
Trump wants oil.
Not for Venezuelan soil. Trump wants war. Trump wants oil.
Trump wants war. Trump wants oil.
Hands off Venezuelan soil.
Hands off Venezuelan soil.
Hello, everybody. My name is Brandon Rincon, and I'm a proud member of the Freedom Road Socialist Organization. We are a revolutionary horde of Marxist President Maduro. No boots on the ground, no balls in the air.
I'm gonna set up across the street over there. I'm trying to think where to set up stationary right now. I say, even with Lindsay, all the friends we go to, whenever we at these things, we never get anyone who's on the other side of the protest. It's crazy. Or we got one last time, actually. It was down there during the Tesla bubble. It might be off.
I believe that the unarmed truth and unconditional love
I'll say this though, I felt fun. I guess after a few signs, a lot of people actually doing good. There's only like 2 or 3 up counted, which is fine. Because I was looking at that one girl we interviewed that said K imperialism. I'm like, you know what, that's not bad. We know what it means, but it's not like it's saying it.
This is not just a plea for truth and love, but an assertion of its belief to our reality. The fabric of our very nature belongs to truth and love, and it is our duty to keep it from being obscured, to keep it accessible, and to keep it sustainable. All I ask for you today, be truth, act love, and don't let our next generation carry this burden of our future alone.
Yeah, we'll have that. This is almost good for a package if we had more this out. Whew.
What do we want? Peace. When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? Do we want the Epstein files released? When do we want them released? All right. Distractions are not welcome. All right. And the call to next speaker from the DSA. We have Logan Smith.
A couple months ago, in September, I was active duty United States Air Force. Even more than that, I was a military aviator. The thing with that is that when I separated, my squadron was in the process of going into their deployment window. If I had decided to not be in the U.S. military,
I'll stick here for a minute. Let me ask them how
I
long
would
they're
feel
gonna stay for.
directly involved with the bombing of Venezuelan civilians and the kidnapping of Nicholas Maduro. I am here today just to tell my fellow service members, the people who I serve with in the military, right now, I need to remind you that you have a duty to disobey the unlawful orders perpetrated by this administration.
Yeah, here, if you want, you can. There you are. This has all low and interviews.
Coming out, it's really fun, and that's all I had.
Yeah, just put it on my desk when you're done with it. It's all good. I'll be back there here soon. I'm gonna see what they here real quick. You know what's funny? I heard someone drive by earlier who was against it, but they yelled that you guys need to get some jobs. I was like, damn.
We're witnesses. The more protests I keep going to, the more people I see from the left, from the right, we have progressives, we have conservatives, we have conservatives, we have independents, we have libertarians.
I'll see you there.
Everyone in between out here, because this is not a left versus a right issue, this is not a Democrat
I see it,
versus
yeah.
Republican issue, this is an American people versus the